If someone said bad things about the game, they've not been getting review codes. Okay. This is like what they want. This is what this crowd, this is what the piggies want from like their D&D worlds now, man. I'm telling you. Oh, wow. What a brave stance. So let's just take another look at the pronoun scene, okay? Because we've got a comparison, apparently. It's so California. I don't want to feel like that when I'm hanging out with my virtual friends in Dragon Age. They like get the worst sounding British people for these games, I swear. Okay, so I saw some of this video the other day. There's been a bunch of scandal about this game. Bunch of scandal about this game because there's some issues apparently with the way they're doing their review copies, their review codes. Been hearing talk about NDAs people weren't happy with. Some guy leaked footage early and is getting a lot of shit for it. We'll investigate anyway. We'll figure it all out, okay? But who's got the clip, first of all? I don't know why people are so mad about Veilguard. This is like the easiest to avoid game of all time. Yeah, I mean, well, that's kind of... all games are easy to avoid, to be honest. Let's be real here. It's like really easy to just not play these games, like these super soy libcucked games, frankly. It's actually really easy to avoid them. Where's Grums on Twitter? I can't find him. I just find it funny people can pretend it's really good. Dude, here's the thing, right? Is like, is it flopping? I feel like this would do well, to be honest. This is like what D&D is now, no? Like anyone that I've ever met, not anyone I've ever met. When I was like 15 or younger, if I met someone that was into D&D, it was like some older, you know, like friend of a friend's older brother or a friend of a friend or whatever that was older, that was like super nerdy, into Warhammer, into TCGs, into Magic the Gathering, into, you know, no, it didn't smell like pot. Maybe actually, but fantasy novels, you know, the whole 9 yards. Now it's like land whale, ham beast, pigs with short curly red hair and clown makeup. That's like the entire D&D audience now. I'm guessing like I don't know anything. We need RFK elected tonight. Well, where did the first group go? Well, look, that's the thing, right? Is the first group went one or two ways. The guys that used to be in D&D went one or two ways. They're either now based chud cells, okay, that sit online posting about how they hate black people, or they're dating those ham beasts. They're Dating those piggies. I've like met these people. I've known friends of friends who are these people, these, you know, dyed hair, poisonous animal, caterpillar, you know, poisonous caterpillar looking piggies and their friends and the grebe males that associate with them. The absolute most like just greasy freak men that hang around with these women. I can't imagine what these D&D sessions are like, man. It's gotta be exactly. I just feel like it would be exactly, because they're like all non-binary and shit too. It probably is exactly like this.
Snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh, okay. A barb?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv.
I'm
Good
so
guy,
nodding,
but
guys.
Like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a Barv. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tarsh's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Like, this is just like, I'm fine with having, like, I'm more than fine, right? If they want to write in ways to be non-binary characters into their fantasy setting, I'm fine. Do that, whatever, fine with that. I'm more than happy for these people, these non-binaries, these piggies, to get their slop. For the piggies to get their slop, okay? I'm more than happy to see the piggies get their slop. But why do it in such a ham-fisted, gay fucking way? This is, like, terrible writing. Why not have, like, some, like, they always go on about, you know, the TRAs like to pretend that Two-Spirit and eunuchs and all this shit are actually exactly the same thing as non-binary. And that this is just what we called it in different ages. They all like to pretend that. Why not have some, like, more culturally relevant to a fantasy setting, law-relevant expressions of, like, non-binary identity? How cool, that could be cool. There are cool ways to explore that. That could actually be, and I could enjoy that. I could enjoy that. Debate me on this, you will lose. No, I refuse to debate you, Aiden. Your power is just clearly too high. That and I don't want to waste 30 minutes of my show on an unfunny fucking bit from some gay loser who is still desperate for attention in my chat. Holy shit. Because they don't have writers, they have Diversity Squadron. Dude, the thing about all games being written with a fucking HR employee over their shoulder is so true. That is just so accurate. It is like the most sanitized, like, it's like they're using the exact right terms, the exact culturally accepted terms and method of interacting here, with no care for, like, creating an interesting interaction, you know? Like, there could be things, there could be ways of expressing this that might slightly step on toes, might not be perfectly formulaically accurate to the modern concept of how you deal with trans or non-binary gender identities in a social setting. That would still, but would be a more interesting or creative way of going about the interaction or expressing a theme. But instead, it's like they've deliberately chosen the most boring, sanitized, cocked version of this idea, of this way of making a character. It sucks.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologise?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a bath, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel...
It's like I'm watching a fucking philosophy tube video. I'm sick of it.
Not the first non-binary to join the crew. Hopefully they stick around. I've lost 41% of them so far.
Thank you for the $5, Jimberly. What a horrible message to put in chat. Thank you. Like, this is a fucking philosophy tube video here. That's a Mr. Girl point. That's kind of, well, it is a Mr. Girl point. You're all right, it is a Mr. Girl point. But it is also something I've heard actual trans people say as well. I have heard either ContraPoints or Philosophy Tube make this exact point, okay? I have heard it. I'm 100% certain. And no, Mr. Girl would not... No, you're wrong. Mr. Girl would say never apologize. Mr. Girl would just say never apologize. You're wrong. It's not a Mr. Girl point. You should never accept it either, no matter what they do. Just accept changed behavior. Bro, they think they're 10 push-ups and tangent about your push-up ritual doesn't make it about them. Yes, true. Also true. It's so clumsily written. Because in doing this, they have just... This whole scene is about this character now. This entire scene is about this character and how she apologizes to a non-binary person. And about her history. And about this Barv person who she's known before. It's like this whole scene is giving you nothing but information about this character. It actually tells you nothing about any of the non-binary people. The only relevant character is the one on screen right now.
Feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a Barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
So, apparently, one of Jim Sterling's friends worked on this game as well, which is quite funny. Sorry, James Stephanie Sterling, I mean. Peace be upon her. But, yeah, I'm kind of interested. I want to see what's going on with the review scandal, okay? I want to see this Asmongold video. I want to see this. And then, guys, I have the game installed, okay? I have Dragon Age Veilguard installed, so we might take a look ourselves. See how bad it is.
Happen. But we're entering a new era of potentially access journalism. This is always a bad thing, by the way, but we're starting to see it happen again. So we're gonna don't even know if it's good or bad. Let's be skeptical on both sides. We don't need to be skeptical. All I need to do, gentlemen, you know what's gonna
I've been playing Black Ops 6. I have Black Ops 6 on my Xbox Game Pass thing. Not a whole lot of it, but I played a few multiplayer games. It's pretty fun. I don't think I'll play much of it, to be honest. I won't put many hours in. But like, compared to the other COD games I've played in the last few years, it's like significantly better, I feel like.
gonna happen? I'm gonna play Dragon Age myself. When it comes out, the day it comes out, I'm gonna play it. Day one. Hashtag sponsor? Nope.
Thoughts on Dubus Goobus, Fallen Chungus, Giggly Goon Clown, and Ronald Riz? Don't know the first one. Fallen Chungus is that gay loser who had a breakdown because his comics weren't paying enough or something. Giggly Goon Clown. I was trying to think of something funny to say, but just saying that I support Giggly Goon Clown, it's not even funny. It's just bad optics. And Ronald Riz. Ronald Riz, I feel like had his moments, but like, not always funny. Not always funny.
Maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe Twitch will ban me then for self-harm. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the video. The truth about Dragon Age Veilguard reviews.
In this Dragon Age the Veilguard review, we're going to be talking about why we're actually not doing a review for the Veilguard today, why this should matter to you, and why it's important. We don't normally make videos like this on the Fex for Life YouTube channel. We typically stay out of drama. You'd be hard-pressed to find more than a handful of these across the entire 3,000 some odd videos we've ever made. But what I want to talk about today is going to impact the way that you watch reviews today, the ones that are coming out today. And this information should not be kept from you. Before I get into that, though, just a little bit of background about Fex for Life's history with Dragon Age. Dragon Age Origins is one of my all-time favorite games. I get asked all the time, what are my top 5 games? And Dragon Age Origins is consistently in that list.
I kind of want to go back and play Dragon Age Origins. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I played it when I was younger, and I thought it was good. I wasn't like crazy blown away by it though. But I feel like the longer time's gone on, the more I think back on it, I'm like, no, I kind of get why people like that game so much. It's like it had a really like compare it to Veilguard. It has like so much close to like a dark fantasy style, you know. The style of the game actually looks so fucking nice, man.
It's been 15 years since Dragon Age. Truly feel that there will never and let you know if it's still worth playing. TLDR, it is.
It's got a vibe.
We're going to take a look at the combat, role-playing options, companions, romance, and more to give you a sense of what DAO is all about. I'll be fix some of the memory leak and crashing issues the game has. I also recommend going to Nexus Mods and installing Quinn's DAO Fix Pack. This has a bunch of bug fixes that restores bugged out dialogue options and quests that won't appear in the game without the fix.
I feel like it is.
Or they try to.
I thought there's a pretty good reason why this is so highly rated. So it is kind of I do understand why people are upset about the seeming downfall of it. But I really do. People need to just accept that if you actually like games, the current, you know, big publishers of Western AAA games are just no longer for you, and they're suffering for it too. That's the thing, is that they do seem to be suffering for it. Like Dragon Age Veilguard's flopping, no. They removed Denvo because it cost so much fucking money and they wanted to maximize sales. Like most of these games, it feels like it's turning a little bit. They've pushed back Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows, because it had underwhelming pre-orders. Ubisoft's going through a bunch of trouble right now. It's got a decent concurrent player count, definitely underperforming. Yeah, I see right now it's got 65k in game on Steam. What are people complaining about regarding Veilguard? So, I mean, we just played the clip. Obviously, there's an extended lecture about the correct way to apologize for misgendering someone, okay? The writing is pretty bad throughout, from what I've seen. There's top surgery scars in the character creator. The gameplay seems pretty dumbed down compared to Origins. It's all like done by like real-time combat and then quick wills, right? I mean, we'll see it. We'll play it soon anyway. We'll play it. But yeah, it just feels like it's really. It does not have this vibe. It does not have this. Like whenever I look at anything from Veilguard, like this looks like it. I don't know how to put it, man. It's got a really cohesive theme. A cohesive and unique theme and style to it. When I look at Veilguard, it just looks like every other slop D&D thing that's been released in like the last 10 years. Let's see a trailer. Launch trailer. Here we go.
Events are weaving together quickly. The fate of the world shall be decided soon.
So those things we saw come out of the Fade.
Two ancient elven gods.
Dude, can we just say as well? Purple enemies are getting so overrated, so overused. Purple enemy faction is such an overused trope now. I'm getting sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. Use a different color. Use a different style. I'm sick of like the purple glow, like mist, like coming through a rift type enemy. I'm sick of that. I'm fucking sick of it. I need a different enemy design.
They were horrific tyrants. The worst is still coming. Unless we stop them.
Artifacts that have been dormant for centuries are awakening.
Shut it down!
I'm trying!
The dead stir more easily than they should.
There! It's been feeding on the blight!
The streets of Treviso get more dangerous by the day.
The gods, I can feel their corruption.
The cult's gathering power.
Darkspawn are charging to Weishaupt.
You're the only force that can stop this. But not if they burn your...
Like, dude, that's overused as well. The fucking cults in the fantasy games. Dude, I'm sick of it. WoW does it. It's like every WoW expansion as well. Has his fucking herald of blah, blah, blah cult, you know? Oh, it's a cult that's trying to sacrifice stuff to bring back X primordial evil or whatever the fuck. You know, it's like every fucking fantasy game now. It's the same fucking tropes. It's crazy.
Hustle to the ground. Get down!
It will not be easy. But you are this world's only hope.
I believe in all of us.
You know what they would have done if they were really based in libcucked trans developers, like really epic based libcucked? What they would have done is they would have had like, do it like DMC did it, like DMC 4 did it, you know? Have it be like the Catholic Church or some shit. Like the allegory for the Catholic Church in your universe is like doing like a fucking angel resurrection and it's gonna fuck everything up. That's like way cooler. That's way cooler than just doing the exact same fucking, oh, we're bringing the big void creature through the portal. Fuck you. Stop. Do something else. Please. D&D is out. It's not D&D. It's fucking Dragon Age, dude. Who cares about fucking D&D? Also, D&D can have that. They can just make that up. It's fucking fiction. I'm not flipping between both. We're just talking about Dragon Age. I'm just talking about Dragon Age. I made one comment about the type of people who like Dragon Age being people like D&D. I'm not talking about D&D.
List that has never changed in the entire time since I played that game. We also made a Dragon Age Inquisition wiki in 2014 when that game launched, so we've been covering Dragon Age.
You fuckers have a wiki of every game that's ever been made. But yes.
For at least 10 years, maybe longer. And Fex also managed to rescue the Dragon Age forums when BioWare was bought by EA because they were shutting down those forums. We got permission from BioWare to rescue those forums, export them, and import them onto the Fex4Life forum. So you can still find those Dragon Age forums today on our site. We've been in constant communication with EA and BioWare for years about this title. We've been assured we're getting a code multiple times over the years. We've been...
Okay, I've seen some of this video already, so we're going to skip through. Basically, this guy's like, yeah, we've been sucking off EA for years.
Gameplay, character depth. But we weren't completely sold about the storytelling in the long run, although we only got to play a very little bit of time, so we weren't entirely sure. And
guys, I don't know how the fuck you see that gameplay and you think it's not dog yet. How? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
In general, we didn't really like the character models, the design style of them, which I think a lot of people don't. In general, it was a pretty positive impression of the video, and I want to play for you the closing audio from that video right now so you can see what we told our audience at the end of that video. I still have issues with the game, mainly that I don't like the UI and that the dialogues didn't seem to be on par with what you could get in other story-focused games that have come out in the last decade, and that I didn't yet get a point where I felt a bond or much interest with my companions who were integral to the story. It's funny that I have pretty much been playing these games for the story and getting through the combat, but I may actually be playing the Veilguard to enjoy the combat and get through the story to see the end. How everything...
That's like watching porn for the plot. You gonna play this for the combat? What the hell?
The combat does look fucking terrible.
Thing works together and progresses into a full game remains to be seen, and there were several big and impactful events that I cannot discuss. But so far,
okay, that's just not true. Asmongold does not hate any other combat.
My opinion
that's
on
not
this
true.
has become more positive, and I would like to urge anyone who loves CRPGs to hang in there and wait for reviews and not write the game off just yet. And just to illustrate how mild that our criticisms were of the Veilguard, after publishing our impressions video, we got called shills. Some people accused us of being paid by BioWare and EA to promote the game, which of course we're obviously not. I was even contacted by another content creator who had attended the event that asked me why my criticisms were worded more cautiously and asked me if I was concerned when I made my video.
Well, here's the reason why it fucking happened. I'm gonna just say it because nobody remembers anything except for apparently me, because I'm terminally fucking online. So the reason why the Dragon Age Veilguard thing was problematic is because they flew a bunch of people out there and they took these fuckers to Disneyland. And I'm sorry, but if somebody takes me to Disneyland, I'm gonna think to myself, well, actually, I fucking hate Disneyland. I never want to go there. However, let's say I like Disneyland. Let's say they take me to Chuck E. Cheese. I like Chuck E. Cheese, okay? And so they take me to Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm going to think? I'm going to think that
it doesn't. Oh, there we go. It's got this horrible plastic look to it. A horrible plastic mobile game look.
they're a nice guy. I'm going to think, you know what? You know, maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, maybe they're not so bad. And that kind of stuff is how you change perspectives. And so I think it is absolutely fair to take a person who has enjoyed privileges that are given to the company that function as consideration and to hold those reviews in contempt. Oh, Star Wars? Oh, was it? Fuck! Was it Star Wars? Shit, no, you're absolutely right. I'm totally wrong. You are completely right. That was Star Wars and not Veilguard. You're right. No, you're totally fucking right. That was Star Wars Outlaws. Yep. To be fair, it was still a big event though, right? Yes, but no, I was wrong. I was wrong. Again, we are into the new age of accountability. If I say something that's wrong, immediately I want to be called out for it. My bad. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for keeping me accurate. That was with a different game. Still the same problem, though. Still the same problem.
Oh, crazy. Asmongold corrected himself?
They obviously
Wow,
do
crazy.
different types of accommodations. Oftentimes, they're paying for it, not you. You're getting effectively a free vacation. Maybe you don't go to Disney World, but they're still giving you something. And guess what? People are going to give better reviews. I think it's very important to look into that. It's an industry problem. Yes, it's an industry problem. That's right. Veilguard was flying people out too. Yes, of course. Free room service, you got my vote? Yeah, if I can order chicken wings at 3 in the morning, then I'm going to say your video game is a 9 out of 10.
Be denied access to a review code. To which, of course, I replied, no, I'm not worried about...
sorry, bro. Like, this don't look like a griffin. This looks like some fucking... I swear to God, I've seen things like out of Teletubbies that are more fucking dangerous than that. What the hell is this? This is for kids. You want to see a real griffin? This is a real one. These look like the real ones. See this? That's a dangerous fucking animal. You see him? Look at him. Oh, wow. Then you got this... What the hell was this? Nickelodeon. It's supposed to be a baby griffin? No. Because babies don't have the feathers. That's not how birds work. I've seen... No, because then they don't have the feathers.
He's lapsing into
you tried
Ebonics.
that, didn't you?
I replied, no, I'm not worried about getting denied access to review code. That simply doesn't happen in the gaming industry. But I was not concerned about this at all. I reassured him that he shouldn't be concerned about this because it's just not really a thing in the gaming industry. It's so rare that it shouldn't scare someone into not saying what they think about a game. So after publishing our video, nearly immediately...
Okay. I think I see it. So they've been refusing review codes. If someone said bad things about the game, they've not been getting review codes. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's obviously scummy as fuck. That is just scummy. Oh, man. We need Mecha Total Biscuit, man. Bring him back. Fuck's sake. It's so fucked up.
Our contacts at EA and BioWare stopped replying, and communication went to zero.
Jesus.
So we started inquiring as to what was happening and reaching out to other contacts in the industry in a bit wider of a circle to try and figure out what's happening. As a result, we discovered that we were essentially getting fake reassurances that we were getting a code to keep us happy while denying us access to the Veilguard. It wasn't too long after this that I began to be contacted by other press and content creators about whether or not we had a code, and generally speaking, I get this a lot. People tend to ask me whether...
Okay, Podium Baby, you just contradicted yourself. You said, I don't think that's true. It's common for devs to curate who they give codes to so they get a good day one Metacritic code. You've just contradicted yourself. They're curating for good codes, but they would never... So you're saying they curate for good codes, but they would never deny a code to someone... about not being common? No, I think there's generally a uproar. If like there is... I think people do often say... I feel like I've remembered this happening before. There often are videos that come out where people say, hey, I talk shit on this game, and now they're refusing me for a review code. Yeah, people move on, but I think generally you can say what you want about a game and still get a review code. As long as you're not like going crazy about the company. No, that's retarded. No, now you're being a fucking retard. I agree it's scummy, but it's commonly done, and he should have been worried. No. He shouldn't be worried, and you shouldn't want them to be worried, because that's how you get bad reviews. That's how you get shilled, fake, bullshit reviews. They should not be worried. They should not be worried.
Whether I have a code or not, because we generally get codes for all the big games. I'm not trying to brag. It's just simply a reality we have.
It's a big time shame. Total Biscuit couldn't experience Space Marine Warhammer 2, Warhammer Space Marine 2. Okay, on one hand, yes. On the other hand, they put a fucking tribute into him at the end of the fucking game, but the game doesn't have an FOV slider. Literally one of the biggest things that he always moaned about in every game, every PC port, was not having an FOV slider. They don't have that basic thing, and then they put tribute to John Total Biscuit Bane at the end of the game. It's like, okay. A little bit performative, but whatever.
Have a large channel. We almost always get a code, and another creator or press can figure out if they should have a code right now, if they're going to get one or not, by asking us this question, which is what happened here. And we started piecing together between us that some people had codes and others didn't, including ourselves. And you might have also seen Wolfheart's tweets about this topic on Twitter or X, and Luke Stevens' video about this topic as well. Both of those individuals were with us in California for the preview event, and both of them put out preview videos as well as ours. And I think between the three of us, we probably have some of the 3 most viewed videos on this topic, or at least most commented on, I would say. And if you read those tweets and you watch that video, you can tell clearly that they also feel some way that they were intentionally excluded by EA from review access for some unknown reason, likely because of critical comments they made in their preview video, even though most...
It is very hard to say whether they were excluded because of critical reviews or not. However, when 3 people that go to the preview event give unfavorable or questionable criticism, and one of the common variables is that they were giving questionable criticism, bro.
No way, he just lays it in on that.
Asmongold probably bury the game the moment he gets on. That's crazy, huh? Wow. What about that? How about that? That's nuts. So anyway, I'll go back to what I was saying. So pretty much, you look at something like this. Is it a guarantee that they were excluded from review copies because of the way that they covered the game? Is it a guarantee? No, it is not a guarantee. However, I think that all things like this is my perspective. I put a tweet out. I've been tweeting more often because I've been fucking banned. I didn't have anything else to do. So I'll show you guys what I typed out and what I said. That way you can get an idea. Let me see, where the fuck is it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I replied to this. And this is Wolfheart's post about it. And I said this, as someone who's been extremely critical of Extra Life in the past, I completely support them in this circumstance. Celebrating and pushing for certain people to not get review copies is the first step towards access journalism and the chilling effect it has on genuine reviews. And I want to elaborate a little bit on that. If people are not being given reviews based off of criteria that is not related to their ability to provide a review to an audience of people that's seeking a review, then you are looking at a very, very unfair situation. And access journalism, this is a term, a lot of people might not really be familiar with this term. Access journalism is when it's referring to when people are given privileges or people are given opportunities that exist as an outcome of them providing favorable or agreeable coverage of things in a way that the company could predict. So like, we're going to only invite the people that are going to give positive feedback. So what does that do? What that does is it creates a chilling effect. And that's the second part of what I was saying, to where people are less likely to...
Yeah, this is the most obvious take ever. Everyone should be on board with this. Yes, we've spoken about the misgendering scene. Yes, we'll be looking at some more stuff in a moment, and we might be playing the game. We've seen the misgendering scene, though, yes.
To provide negative criticism and negative reviews of games, because now they don't want to be excluded from exclusive content that could benefit them financially. And so what the company has just done...
Yeah. Access journalism, and not many people know this, but it's actually exactly what it sounds like. You put those 2 words together and come up with a definition, you've probably got it right. Thanks, Asmon.
Is they have created a reward structure and a reward loop that is built around deceiving the customer. And this is something that is incredibly toxic. And it doesn't matter whether it's happening to F Extra Life, Kotaku, Luke Stevens, or SkillUp, it is incredibly toxic. And I think that if you have a channel that meets a certain size requirement and you request a review and you don't have a history of breaking embargo and breaking NDA, I think that you should be given a review, period. because anything other than that is too much of a subject to abuse, and it's harmful for the base customer. I think F Extra Life should get a review. I think every quote, grifter should get a review. Everybody should get a review. I think that companies should pay me not to play their games. I think, like, if you know you're coming out with a dud, you know it's a turd. Just send me like 10 grand, and I won't play it. I won't play it. Like, I'm thinking like a reverse sponsorship. I think it's a good idea. It's not extortion, guys. No, it's not extortion. 10 grand. No, you cheap? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a reasonable guy, very reasonable guy, and touch money. Well, I would
Base
tell people,
extortion, let's go. W extortion, let's go.
People be like, yeah, listen, this is like, they paid me not to play this one because they know it's gonna suck, and so yeah, it's really smart. Yeah, it is. And so anyway, I think everybody should get a review code. Everybody should get one. It doesn't matter whether you're an idiot. It doesn't matter. Like the most woke, biggest social justice warrior on Kotaku, I want to fight for their right to get a review code. I want to make sure that they get a review code because that is what's fair. And it's what's best for every consumer. And
this is actually like Fargo Lefty saying something retarded that's almost the exact opposite of true. You know a game is bad when it's available free on day one on some service. This is just like so not true. Veilguard is not available day one on any service, as far as I'm aware, not even EA Play Pro. It's almost the exact opposite of true. Persona 3 Remake was on Game Pass day one, exactly. I believe wasn't the Persona 5 PC port Game Pass day one. Black Ops 6 Game Pass day one. Like, it's just not true.
Free customer. When you have an unfair system, the only thing that you have to do in order for that unfair system to be used against you is to wait.
So the things they said were positive about the game, just like us. And these are just two individuals that are speaking out about this, but we do know that there are at least a handful of other content creators and press that were left out, maybe more, that share a similar sentiment, that feel like they were deliberately prevented from giving their own opinions to their own audience about this game. It is feeling like EA is deliberately trying to prevent us from telling you what we think about the game, and they want you to hear it from someone else. So you then have to ask yourself, why would EA do this? What is their angle?
This is always my favorite part of videos like this. Why would they do this? Everybody knows why they would do that. Everybody. Either no one or everyone. Yeah, I think so.
What are they trying to accomplish by doing this? After the previews came out, I think it became very apparent that most of the people who were still interested in Veilguard after watching the previews...
And I also, so there's an element of nuance of this that's getting a little bit of people confused. People are using the example, because SkillUp posted a review of this game, and the review was critical. The difference is that SkillUp's initial reception of the preview event was positive. So he was given the review copy on the pretense that he was positive about the game. That's like there's like that complexity and that nuance, because it's not that nobody that gave it a bad review, but that's the complexity there. He did.
Dude, you know what's crazy about was anyone watching SkillUp when he was on his old channel? Did anyone used to watch his old channel? It's kind of crazy how he just ditched his retarded friend. Don't you think? He had like his mentally disabled friend, and he totally ditched him. He was like nowhere near as good as SkillUp. I don't think it was his brother. I think they're just friends, isn't it?
This video is brought to you by Brilliant.
The Layman Daily Show. Like, he totally fell off. Oh, he had another one of his mates on there. He tried replacing him. They went for a little while with a replacement. Is that? Oh no, this is...
Nice, man. Looking pretty G.
Sun protection.
Pretty gangster.
For my ear. What's going on, everybody?
Well, I think you need protection. I don't know where I'm going with this segue. Because sadly, we've heard that God of War is delayed, and you need protection from...
Man, takes me back. Crazy.
Bait and switch? No, he didn't do a bait and switch at all. He just he just simply like got a larger perspective of the game. I think that's reasonable, right?
Okay.
Waiting for reviews to make their final decision about whether or not to purchase the game. If you just read comments in any YouTube video about the Veilguard, or look at the poll on our community page, you can see that the vast majority of people that are still interested are waiting for reviews. Yeah. Looking at this, EA's marketing team...
Well, reviews serve as a tool for people to inform themselves about the quality of a game. Like, reviews exist for the sole purpose of serving the customer as a tool for making an informed purchase. That is the reason why reviews exist.
Probably saw this and
Thank you, Spencer Howard, for the $10. I arrived an hour late. Have you or will you cover the Cum Nuggets drama? He was sweeping for Dogpack and projecting super hard before admitting to seeing a miner's anus on a Discord viewing the server. I've seen all that happening. I probably won't cover it. I don't want to watch that whole fucking debate, and it's like so gay and boring. It's like, I hate the Mr. Beast stuff. I'm so over the Mr. Beast stuff. I'm so over it. You can cover the Lion Maker stuff. What is there new about Lion Maker? He just like was in H3's Discord server, right? And then got banned. He saw reminders, a noose. Yep, I've seen. Morale was posting a tweet. Apparently he had to contact the moderators of the server because a miner was showing his asshole in the VC. The age wasn't stated.
Decided that they needed to make the reviews as positive as possible, trying to exclude those that might, give the game a 7 or an 8, while also reaching out and finding press and content creators that would maybe give the game a 9 or above. Just think about this for a second. If you're on the EA end and you're trying to manipulate review scores because you want high review scores, what are you going to do? You're going to research press and content creators and what they usually give to games score-wise to give you a general idea of how they're going to review your game.
Bro, the kids are showing dude, stylo. What the fuck?
If I was trying to scam people, I would do this. These are reviews for Diablo 4.
Dragon Age Inquisition was open world trash. Aren't they all open world, or am I retarded? I never played Inquisition. I played 1 and I played 2. I actually played more of 2 than I did of 1, frankly, because I played it on Xbox when I was a kid.
We all know how that turned out.
For us, we never give games 10s. 9s are extremely rare.
But we will be playing Veilguard. I will be playing Veilguard.
Give reviews to fall somewhere in the 7 or 8 range, while other places, you know who they are, always give 9s and 10s, and frankly, it's hard to take them seriously. And this is why I made this video.
When it comes to central storylines, this is easily the best Bethesda quest yet. This is about Starfield. Starfield, in a nutshell, is everything it needs to be much more. The bar's in hell. Bro, the bar's on the floor, and these people picked up a shovel.
Is why I made this video. Because you guys told us in no uncertain terms that you're waiting for reviews, and you're about to get a bunch of reviews that have been curated by the publisher for their likelihood of being extremely positive in an attempt to manipulate your view of Dragon Age Veilguard. They want you to think there's a universal consensus
that's you know what's really funny about this is happening. Did you guys see like the news about how the FTC has created new regulations for?
You should be playing Monster Hunter, but you probably say something dumb like the combat is too slow or some equivalent much-brained opinion. No, I just don't like that style of like Japanese game where you're constantly loading in and out of instances, doing very minimal tasks or minimal fights at a time. It feels very the flow of gameplay feels very stunted to me. It like find very fun. The gameplay loop just isn't. It's open world now. Maybe we'll think about it. Look, I've tried playing Monster Hunter. It's just I can never get that into it. It's just not that fun. People overrate it really hard. I get people like it, but it's not like it's just not very satisfying at all. The grind is not satisfying. Maybe it's different in Wilds. I haven't seen anything about Wilds, but there's like you play an MMO and the grind is fun because like sure there's the gameplay aspect to it where your characters get more powerful and you're taking on these big challenges, but then you're like you can like grind for cosmetics and you're in a multiplayer environment and it's like it feels like you've got more of a buy-in to the grind. Monster Hunter, it's just like you're just sitting there like getting incrementally better gear for yourself. And it's like, okay. There's not like rarities or like legendary items as far as I'm aware in the new one or any of the ones I've played. There's like nothing cool that like super changes your builds. It just feels like, kill a monster, get stronger. Kill a monster, get stronger. Thank you for the 5 Australian. How much to react and spurg out a Cam Nuggets crappy video or just a bit of the debate and drama? Just a tip. How long is Cam Nuggets video? 10 minutes. I'll do the Cam Nuggets 10-minute video for $50. Okay. I'm not interested in Mr. V stuff right now.
Or fake reviews. It's really fucking funny that this happened at the same time.
The game is amazing, thereby convincing you that you should try it, but also influencing future review scores, as it's difficult to be the outlier. If you've ever done a review for a game or for something, you'll realize that if you're the only one giving a high review score when everyone else is giving it a low review score, it's difficult. Or if you're the only one giving it a low review score and everyone else is giving it a high review score, it's a very difficult position to be in. So if you see a bunch of positive review scores come out today, think about all the people that are going to be playing afterward.
Yeah, 50 Australia, that 50 Australia, that's fine.
Slightly better score than they would have given it, just to avoid maybe some undue pressure. And sometimes that doesn't even happen consciously; it's just done subconsciously. And
yeah, I mean, it's just like normalcy bias. I mean, there's a bunch of this is like a study. I mean, this happens all the time. Absolutely, yeah. I've never seen such dishonesty when it comes to game reviews. Honestly, I mean, Cyberpunk was bad, but nowhere near this because the game was actually good and it wasn't buggy on PC. So with Cyberpunk. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I was wrong about the Star Wars thing, but wasn't the review copy of Cyberpunk actually different than the copy that was actually released?
Bro, this game looks like Harry Potter with a bit more swag and flair. But this is like what they want. This is what this crowd, this is what the piggies, the fucking pink-haired piggies want from like their D&D worlds now, man. I'm telling you. Have you ever seen these fat bitches cosplaying? Or like their little fucking Renaissance fairs or like LARPs and shit? That's what all these fucking, you know, they, them piggies want. This is like how they see fantasy now. It's like anyone that's like got some sense or got some taste, when they want fantasy, they want like Berserk, right? They want like dark fantasy, dragging a huge fucking sword around in some crazy demon armor, fucking giant rapist monsters that fucking bleed crazy and fucking have like, you know, organs poking out of them and shit. That's what cool people with taste want from like a fantasy setting. Or like high fantasy, but with like some darker fantasy undertone to it, you know? Some darker grittiness undertone to it. That's the sort of thing that you know, people with taste want from fantasy. What women, they, thems, I like that about metaphor. No, I've got metaphor on the go. Okay, I pick up every now and again. I like metaphor. I think metaphor's okay. Thank you for the 50 Australian, Spencer Howard. I will cover the the Cam Nuggets after this. I like metaphor. I like a lot of thematic stuff in metaphor. I feel like it tried to be too pretentious. I feel like it went too pretentious on like the storybook stuff. Took that a little bit too far. They needed to be a bit more of like a bit less explaining, a bit less talking to me about the storybook shit, a bit more vibe, a bit more like Nocturne's vibe, you know. Nocturne, you don't need it fucking spelled out to you. You're in like post-apocalypse hell. It doesn't actually really need to be spelled out to you in Nocturne. It kind of is, like people mention shit about it, but you don't need, it's just like you feel it, you know? Metaphor, it's like, here's the storybook, once upon a time, you know, fucking Shrek opening, you know? Literally like Shrek opening. Somebody, okay, I want to watch the Shrek opening now. Like this is metaphor, okay? This is how it feels booting up metaphor. Oh, it doesn't even, wait, no, that's the biggest blue ball ever, what the fuck? No. Oh wait, and I'm getting copyrighted. Okay, let's move back. The copyright warning's coming on. Okay, that's enough of the Shrek intro. That's all I can watch.
So the reviewers were in fact not lying. It's just that they had received a separate copy. So Cyberpunk actually is not a good example of that. Very, very weird thing that happened there because of like a third party that did their QA and it was a bunch of shit, right? This, I think, is very much, do I think that it's intentional or not? I think that it's such a big accusation. I really want to step away from making accusations on things without full information.
Oh, wow. What a brave stance.
I think that, again, it's a bad idea to do that. And I'm going to try and stop doing that as much. However, it's very suspicious and it's worrisome. I hope it's not happening.
I want to be very clear here that I don't think that the press and creators publishing their videos early are going to be lying. However, these reviewers have been screened to maximize the chances that you're...
That's true. And this component is really important, and I want to elaborate on that. There are people that just like these kinds of games. Like just with any game, right? But like, if you're only taking the people that like the games that you're giving review scores to, you are creating a confirmation bias. It's basically, it's a selection bias, survivorship bias. Like, I mean, all of these are accurate in different ways.
Seeing positive reviews. There will probably be some exceptions, of course. I don't think everyone's going to give the game a positive review.
Okay, I'm going to skip some of this.
Reputations in the gaming industry, and many people think this is BioWare's last chance to prove...
As a Blizzard fan, every time I hear that, it's just really funny.
...prove they still have it. This is the worst possible start to demonstrating whether or not that is true. So what does this mean for Extra Life? Honestly, nothing has changed. I'm going to buy the game, I'm going to make our review, and I'm going to like the game or not based on the merit of the game, same as we've always done. I'm not going to let EA's bullshit influence our review or its score. We decided to make this video after some deliberation for you, the viewer, because we couldn't...
And to be fair, it is not confirmed that they were denied a review code because of the way that they reacted to the preview. It is not confirmed. But it can be inferred, and it seems odd that the people that did not give positive criticism and coverage all didn't get reviews. Seems very interesting.
Good conscience let this pass without saying something, and let you be duped into thinking this title is one way when it in fact may be completely different. There are a lot of moving actually
very
manufactured
right or life. It's just
All right, man. I don't care about any of the rest of this. Okay. Right. So let's just take another look at the pronoun scene, okay? Because we've got a comparison, apparently. People were gunk guarding the pronoun scene, bringing up an old scene and comparing them. And then we'll watch Cam Nugget's thing, and then we'll play Dragon Age.
That snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh. Okay.
A barb?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most...
Like, it is just such a ham-fisted implementation of, like, so an incredibly modern, like, very clearly dated, modern, real-world concept that is very new. Like, why not come up with your sort of own thing, your own way of expressing this? Why do you have to use, like, the HR-approved modern-day script for trans issues? It's, like, fine to have, like, a manifestation of non-binary in your game, express that in some way, have that theme, especially if it's targeted towards gay people and women, okay? I understand putting that in. Why is it written so fucking poorly in the most sterile, modern way?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barb. Oh, there we go.
So what are the options here? Maybe we should use it. Self-improvement and exercise. You good, Tash? More. Why not just apologize? That's very open-minded.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tash's back.
Oh, Tash isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Like, we're going non-binary. Really, the exact modern phrasing for it. Please just come up with your own, you know, relevant to your world building, the cultures you're trying to create in your world version of this. Please. Just come up with some more original, unique, like, expression. Like, this is so, it's just so, Hill versus Babyface was right. It's so California. It's just like, it is just modern day California bullshit, okay? Modern day California bullshit. He was just right. We mocked him. Where's the...
Hey, do you know what I love?
Where is he? He was so right.
Hey, do you know what I love? Hey, Bethesda. Oi, cow, shut your fucking cake hole. Hey, Bethesda, I just want to say something to you. Bethesda, I just want to say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring! We can't see past our own fucking reflection! That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company! Fuck your immersion! Fuck you having a good time! Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost! No, no, no! Current fucking day! Fuck off!
Shameful for a man to behave like this. I mean, true. But look, I agree with this point. The thing is, I don't think he agrees with my point. I agree with what he's saying here. I don't think he agrees with what he's saying here. Because he would probably be against, like, basically any liberal, like, sort of lefty, accepting, tolerant messaging. Like, oh, we should, you know, fucking accept people for who they are. All this sort of shit. He'd probably be against most of that. But like, I'm fine with that. Like, have your super hardcore lefty games. Just why is it written like it's a fucking conversation with HR. I'm happy to play a game that's all about eating the rich or some shit, and how there's some underclass of people who have something wrong with their fucking identity that need to be liberated. Like, fucking make a game. I don't care. I'll play that shit. Just as long as it's written well and it's got a nice coherent theme that you can really enjoy. Good combat. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't think heel versus baby faces. I don't think he is. But I would be.
You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! You are a one-hived mind twat waffle! That's all you fucking are! And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick and tired! You take everything we love, all our emotions, all our fantasies, all our escapes.
So this is where he loses me. This is gay.
People are getting so fucking sick and tired. You take everything we love, all our emotions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
So again, I'm fine with the ideology being there. I'm fine with that. You can't really separate, like, you know, all art is political, everything's political. That's like, you have to be retarded to not believe that, frankly. Obviously, the phrase gets used in stupid ways, but you do have to be retarded to not accept the idea that everything is political. You cannot disentangle a piece of media or a piece of art from the context in which it was created and the people it was created by. And obviously, their ideologies are going to be expressed in some form through that art. Obviously. That's like just a given. So I'm fine with it being there. Just fucking do it well. Don't just make it feel like I'm sitting in a fucking diversity and inclusion training classroom, a corporate job. I don't want to feel like that when I'm hanging out with my virtual friends in Dragon Age.
I had a message open on Twitter.
No, gacha games do not immerse me more. However, gacha games I do not play to be immersed. It's a slot machine.
Really? It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't...
So what's this?
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
I kind of fucking hate her voice acting as well. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like her voice acting at all.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with.
I tell you, British accents. Look, this and Metaphor. Man, the accents fucking suck, dude. It's so annoying. They, like, get the worst sounding British people for these games, I swear. It's fucking crazy.
Trust me, I know. But pulling a...
Literally, they all sound like fucking philosophy tube, man.
Bath, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a bath puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
So yeah, there's the lecturing scene that everyone's talking about. Alright, let's compare it to an older scene from a Dragon Age game. This was put on my Discord earlier. There's seemingly a lot of anger and ridicule over some LGBTQ dialogue in Dragon Age the Veilguard. As a reminder, scenes like this were in the now decade-old Dragon Age Inquisition. The game so implied was Dragon Age when not woke. No, I think most people want Dragon Age Origins. Okay, whatever. Let's see, though. Let's see what the writing's like in this.
Growing up, my name was just this series of numbers. We all give each other nicknames under the Kuhn.
They ever wear shirts under the Kuhn, Chief? Or do they just run around binding their breasts like that?
It's a harness, Krem.
Yes, for your pillowy man bosoms. Let me know if you need help binding. You could really chisel something out of that overstuffed look.
Wait, are you? I didn't realize.
You didn't? Well, great. Now we can all talk about it.
In Kunadar, Krem would be an Akunathlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
Wait, this is better. Wait, this is better. This is like exactly what I mean. That's better. That's so much better. Like, it's kind of like shaky at the start. That's so much better. Dude, that's such a better way of doing it.
Wait, are you? I didn't realize.
You didn't? Well, great. Now we can...
Wait, so...
Wait, are you? I didn't realize.
You didn't? Well, great. Now we can all talk about it.
In Kunadar, Krem would be an Akunathlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
And Kunari don't treat those Akun people any differently than a real man.
They are real men, just like you are.
Maybe your people aren't so bad after all.
I'd like to know more about Krem.
Dude, I understand people, like, right-wingers are going to feel like that's preachy. Right-wingers are going to feel like that's preachy. But that's such better writing. Because they actually give the character a chance to... The character says something that does actually go against... It's like not written in a fucking HR office. It's like they treat them as real men. It's like a bit more. They're coming from a genuine place of being an outsider and not understanding, not this sterilized, like imagined idea of that avoids stepping on anyone's toes.
Akun people any differently than a real man.
They are real men, just like you are.
Maybe your people aren't so bad after all.
I'd like to know more about Krem. He's a good soldier, and a better second in command. The troops need someone to complain to when I'm being a hard ass. He's good for that. You don't have any problems with him being a woman? He's not a woman. Look, you and I have to walk.
Like, dude, even there, you can be bigoted. You can be kind of bigoted towards the trans people. And then the guy's like, hey, fuck you. Like, that's so much better. That is so much more authentic than the new one. Holy fuck.
Walk carefully so we don't accidentally break the furniture or the elves. We're probably not the best people to go around deciding what's normal. Krem's a good man. I don't give a nug's ass that it's a little harder for him to piss standing up. You don't have a problem with him being from Tevinter? Nah. But you hate the Vents. Sure, but he's not a Vint. He's just Krem. I can get worked up about a group or a nation just fine, but people, it's too much work to hate them one by one.
Yeah, like, it literally is. It's not about, like, there's a little preachiness to it. It's like they are very obviously trying to say there's a right way to think in the perspective of the developers. I can see, you know, someone who's hardline against this stuff not liking it still. However, for me, as a relatively, you know, chill, open-minded, liberal guy, I'm happy with it. We're happy with, you know, people pretend to be whatever they want to be. Okay. It's fine. It's like, that's way better. That is way, like, it goes down so much easier. It goes down so much easier. All right.